Good day, everyone. We are sponsored again this month of Sivan by Charney and Stan Weintraub, Leinish Charney's father, Rav Shneur Yecheskel and Av Ruven Ol Shalom, sponsored by Aviv and Avi Vogel, Leinish Avi's mother, Liba Dvor Bat Aaron Shimon Ol Shalom, and Machain Yol Fuld, sponsoring this month, Leinish their beloved son Hillel Ol Shalom Ben Yoel Yaakov Sheyichya, and as a zchut for their son Binyamin and all our soldiers. I'm standing today in front of the great synagogue of Romania, of Bucharest. Great synagogue, though might have been great, but now it is closed, and it functions also as the Holocaust Museum here. But actually has a very distinguished history. It was built in 1847, and among the great rabbis who were the chief rabbis of Romania who served in this shul and gave shiurim here was none other than the Malbim, Reb Meir Leibush, who wrote the famous comprehensive commentary on all of Tanakh. He was here. There's a functioning chief rabbi today as well, well, at least in 1991 when this sign was dedicated. And here also Reb Moshe Rosen served as the chief rabbi during the years of communism, somewhat controversially, but nonetheless he did serve. In front of the shul, you have in this courtyard here a monument to the victims of a pogrom in Bucharest in January 1941. It pays to discuss the Holocaust in Romania. Romanian Jewry before the Holocaust numbered about 750,000. The territory is somewhat ambiguous because Romania gained a lot of territory after World War I, and then it lost territory at the beginning of World War II because of the German agreement with the Soviets. The Soviet Union took a lot of Romanian territory as well. But Romania then, during World War II, included in the far north of the country, actually still technically part of Romania, the northwest part of the country, towns such as Satmar and Sighet and Kloisenberg, a little more southeast than Satmar. Debrecen was right over the border in Hungary. Munkac was right over the border then what was considered Czechoslovakia. So you had this major Hasidic hardcore area in Romania, and those Jews suffered. They suffered, interestingly enough, not only, and I would say not even primarily, because of German Nazis, but because of Romanian fascists. And the Holocaust Memorial you saw yesterday even did not hesitate to identify Romanians as one of the perpetrators of the Holocaust. And so that is exactly the reality. Romania was actually allied with Germany. From 1940 to 1944, they fought alongside Germany. They tormented Jews. I don't even want to say with German assistance because they did it on their own initiative, together at certain points with Ukrainians who also came to try to destroy Jews. In Transnistria, one of the territories in Romania, two concentration camps were set up, but you had hundreds of thousands of Jews who were murdered during the course of the Holocaust. The president of Romania, the one who set aside King Michael at the time, was known as Ian Antonescu, and he was a rabid Jew hater and as Nazi as they come. And he headed or guided an organization called the Iron Guard. You remember the Iron Cross from other nations. The Iron Guard was Romanians' version of a fascist militia that tormented the people and especially Jews. And here in Bucharest, as you see in back of me, January 22nd, 1941, the Iron Guard came into the Jewish area, rounded up Jews, and butchered 125 of them in the most gruesome way. They actually took them, these Jews, to the kosher slaughterhouse, and there they literally were shechted, and their bodies hung on meat hooks. And again, these were not Germans; these were Romanians. And so Romania has that type of bitter, brutal history towards Jews. Somewhat ironic because Jews lived here for centuries, and of course not ironic because that's the fate of of every exile, and it happened here as well. So here in back of me, you see the shell in memory of the 125 Jews who were massacred in Bucharest by whom they call the Legionnaires, actually the Iron Guard. Was there an accounting for Romanian participation along with the Nazis in their atrocities? Not really, because the Soviets took over in 1944 and established an oppressive communist rule. They just shifted and blamed the Germans for everything that had happened as if they were not involved at all. The fact is, when the Soviet Union took over certain areas like Bessarabia, they massacred the Jews there as well, in addition to Einsatzgruppen, who in other parts of Romania came to massacre Jews. Antonescu himself was tried and executed, but the truth is, most perpetrators of the Romanian Jewish Holocaust were never prosecuted, never caught, and simply their fate is left to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. You see right in back of me now is the Lander Reut School, which I guess is sort of a communal day school that's used for the Jews who live here. Yeah, once again, I still remained a little surprised that any Jew wants to remain here, but who am I to judge? And while I'm here, Zochar Latov, you see Samuel de Campo, not as well known as Sugihara or others, Schindler, but he was the representative of Chile in Bucharest, and he issued 1,200 Chilean passports to Romanian and Polish Jews, preventing them from being deported to concentration camps. So, Zochar Latov, a bright light amid the darkness. Have a good day.